What is good, everybody? Hope everyone had a great, obviously, 4th of July weekend. Obviously, it's past and gone. If you're seeing this video, make sure you hit that subscribe button, guys. We appreciate everybody coming through and supporting us. We are making some changes. We'll be announcing that very soon. We're going to be moving we're staying on YouTube.
Yeah.
But we're going to be moving to other platforms as well. We're already linked up on Spotify, JMB Unsupervised, so nothing's up yet, but we are there. Go over there and follow us on that, and we'll let you guys know when we're getting to the other platforms. But we're just going to broaden our horizon. Brandon's been on me, and I got to change with times. Apparently, I got to move on from YouTube as well. But getting right to the nitty and gritty of things here, Donald Trump says he wants to host an event at the White House, and we are getting a UFC event at the White House. It's about a year away.
Yep. 2026.
But that's gonna be wild.
It'll be crazy. I mean, you're gonna get. I mean, talk about top celebrities.
Yeah,
there
ain't no tickets being sold. This is like you gotta be top of the top to be getting into this event.
Top tier people showing up to the White House.
I just know we're not gonna be seeing any UFC fighters getting out alive. not on that ground.
I just know that we're about to. I mean, you're gonna see the bet. There's not gonna be like a top card fight. Every fight's gonna be top tier.
Yeah, no, this is good. And we watched the clip from Dana White talking about it. This is going to be the card of all cards. It has to be. You're gonna be in the background. You're gonna get White House in the front. Backside, you're gonna get something cool as well. This is gonna be the coolest event.
The Washington Monument.
On
the other side.
You're getting the coolest looking thing you could ever imagine. Obviously, the reason it's so far out is the background, everything, all the stuff that's gonna have to go into. That's never been done like this. This is history. We're having something happen on the White House lawn. That, honestly, I don't think you're ever gonna top this shit.
Who do you want to see on the card?
Who do I like? Me? I would love to see McGregor, your John Joneses,
Khabib.
Khabib. I would love to see some of the guys that maybe been on fight. You have to bring the top guys.
You gotta bring the necessarily not even necessarily the top guys that would be
but the guys that we've all wanted to see.
But you also have to get that right.
You saw Connor already come out and say he's that's got him in I want to be on this card. So he's entered. John Jones re-entered the test portal. Even though he said he was retired, he re-entered the test portal. So it's oh boy, and when you say cards of all cards, like you said, we got to get the guys that we want.
Yeah.
And I don't even know how like you said, there's not gonna be tickets on this. So this is I don't even know how they're going to air this event. How they would go about it, but I know it's going to be, I would say it has to be people friendly to a degree, money wise, pay-per-view wise, because UFC's pay-per-view, but I just think this could be the chance for UFC to really broaden outside that pay-per-view, hit these streaming platforms in a way to really give everybody this experience.
I'm honestly I bet there's a lot of people out here that are against it, and I think that's.
Oh no, I'm here.
They're feeling some kind of way, but honestly, I'm here for it. I'm here for the card of all cards, and honestly, I'm here to kind of see some of these guys that haven't really fought a whole lot, or kind of like Conor McGregor. I'm here for seeing him get back into the octagon.
Consider we've been waiting
at least one more time.
One more time, so. I'm excited for 2026. That's going to be a hell of an event right there. I can't wait for that event. Got some time, but. Boy, shout out to Trump for making this happen. You can feel how you want to feel, but to put on an event like this, you've never seen nothing like this in history.
Well, speaking of Trump, he's also kind of uplifted the look of some of the Oval Office and a couple other rooms where they hold media press conferences. He's actually added more decor and more historical stuff around there. He's uplifted paintings that are better, framed.
Yes.
He's made the White House.
You showed me that picture, and I absolutely love him.
He's given the White House the interior he's given a facelift. You brought the modern day.
That's what happens when you have women on your staff that know how to decor some shit around here.
Well, Trump likes gold, and so he has a lot of gold around this place too. So I mean, it's cool. It's really exciting. And honestly, I can't wait for it.
I'm here for it. So let us know what you guys think. I can't wait. I hopefully we get a great card. I'm telling you, if we don't get at least one of these guys that we just named on this card, I feel like I'm going to be a little let down. You have to be a little let down.
I don't know if you're going to get Khabib, but, I don't know. I mean, maybe.
I would love to see some of these guys. I can't wait. We got a year in advance, but we'll bring it up to you guys. So, we weren't going to touch on this subject too much, but everybody likes video games.
Yeah.
Everybody likes video games. Depending on what you play, it'd be like your Warzone, your Call of Duties, your Fortnites, whatever, your sports games, Madden, college. College basketball is coming back to the ESPN.
EA Sports.
EA Sports, sorry. EA Sports announced we're coming back to college basketball. That's kind of exciting. Haven't had that in a long time. But NBA 2K26 is out. You can pre-order it. July 17th, you'll get all the quote-unquote features of the game that will be released. It's a live event. First time 2K's ever done something like that. Hopefully they change these fucking whites and real player percentage that I'm fucking sick of. But we got the cover athletes. So obviously SGA's on the cover.
Yeah.
That's fair enough. I mean, no argument. He completed everything you needed to complete to earn that award or that, you know. And then next up, WNBA cover. Little surprising. Angel Reese. Angel Reese was on the cover. No Caitlin Clark, no Liberty, no Sabrina, or nothing like that. It was Angel Reese. They beat her new Reebok shoe, Angel Ones. Then we had Carmelo Anthony, who completed the trilogy. He's been on college, NBA Live, 2K, and Street. So he completed the trilogy. So that was pretty cool. Overall thoughts, like, have we lost the meaning of the cover? Growing up, like, the cover of a video game kind of mattered. Like, it really drew you. Have we lost the meaning of that?
Outside of the Madden curse, which is hilariously real for a majority of the players. Yes. Kind of, like, I don't, like...
Consider we don't buy hard copies of it. It's like we buy it off the store. Like,
that's what I'm saying. Like, everybody buys it off the store. They buy a digital copy. Yeah. They don't buy a hard copy, a hardcover anymore. Now, like, as a professional athlete, it probably means something because, like, you probably go get yourself a hard copy.
Yeah. Like,
or to be given a hard copy of your cover. So, like, in a sense, for, like, them, it still means something. But overall, in totality, like...
I just think we've lost the whole meaning, like, especially in sports. First, I'll say sports in general, but mostly video games.
Well, it's sports covers because, like, nobody cares about Call of Duty covers or Fortnite covers or Minecraft covers or any of these other games out there because, like, it's just like it's not a person.
Yeah.
But like with college, like sports games, it's a people. Like you know these people, you watch these people play, and so like some of the meaning has lost because I think you don't have that hardcover. You go and open like look, I have 2K26 cover athlete. The athlete will because like that's a big it's a big accomplishment. But for the everyday people that play the game, I don't think we really care.
Like, I don't know if I really cared too much about covers. Let's say, 3 years we go on? We've been playing 2K together about 3 years now.
I just don't think people necessarily... I don't care really who the cover athlete is on anything. Like, Madden, I'm just kind of curious who's getting cursed.
Yeah.
And that's really kind of about it. Outside of that, I just...
It's lost the meaning.
I don't really care. I just hope the game's good.
Yeah. I think we've hit the... Like, we're in such... a different era with technology and graphics and how we want the game to feel. And
you're not buying the hard copies. They're the biggest thing.
No.
You're not buying it. You're not looking.
You're not going to the GameStop and waiting outside. 3, 4 o'clock in the morning.
I can just pre-order it. Get it early or get it whatever. And
you don't have to worry about the disc getting broken, scratched, especially if you got kids and whatnot. Like that's the biggest thing for me. Like when I started getting, having to get like digital copies was the way to go because ain't no one touching my stuff no more.
But like I said, I just feel like nobody really cares who's on the cover anymore. It's cool to get it, but also,
But like I said,
but for SGA though, it's huge. He literally completed everything. Got the MVP, Finals MVP, max contract, and then got the 2K cover.
Signature shoe.
He was the highest paid athlete, and then got topped by
Booker, who signed his 2-year extension. But I have to agree with you. I think the cover's lost a lot of meaning, and I think 2K, like we've lost, like just in general, like 2K's lost its love for the cover too. You think back to previous 2Ks, how the cover used to be like somewhat meaningful. Now it's just AI generated.
I don't think anybody can beat Saquon Barkley's Madden cover.
No, that
was a lot of work and effort put into that one, and it was his once in a lifetime kind of jumps.
Yeah.
A hurdle spin. So the Madden cover has always kind of been pretty decent, and most covers have been like this one's pretty low on total poll.
Yeah.
Cover's looking cool.
Yeah. So that's unfortunate. Moving over, NBA Summer League has started, and me and you are both pretty on point on this one. There's no argument between us that people put too much into Summer League. Obviously, Cooper Flagg debuted against the Los Angeles Lakers and Bronny James. It was one of the highest selling ticket prices for a Summer League game. $2,500 for like courtside. I think the lowest ticket was like $200, almost $300 and whatnot. People put a lot of stock into it, but obviously Cooper Flagg didn't have a great game. He was 5 of 21, and people just went nuts. And we're like, it's Summer League. Like, what did you really expect? Like, did you want him to go 16 for 16, or like, would you have been mad if he went 2 for 2? Like, what do you really want from a guy in summer? It's Summer League. Like, it's to get my feet wet, get a dabble it, understanding the rules, how things really work. Why do you think people put so much stock into the Summer League? Like, I don't. We've seen this. How many guys have we really seen in Summer League that popped off and then go to the league and 5-6 points a game? It's like, what do you want? Like, not everybody's going to be.
I really don't know why people put so much stock into what the Summer League looks like. Based off, like, I think people that put stock into it like that, they don't watch the game. They just look at the stat line and be like, oh, so this guy's ass. So the overall pick is ass. He went 5 of 20. Like, so the dude's trash. So the Mavs end up taking a really bad player. Or you watch the game, you just saw the talent that he has, the court vision that he has, the defense ability that he has. And this was the first time playing against pro athletes, and the dude's legitimately just now 18 years old.
I think people forget he reclassified.
But even just outside of him, though, like, players struggle with their first game going against adults.
Yeah.
Like grown-ass pro
people that
athletes.
have been in this for years. Like, you're not just playing against, rookies, second-year guys. You're playing against the guys that are still trying to make it to the main roster as well.
Same way in the NFL with preseason.
But
preseason football, like, you're going to look good or you're not going to look good. Now, you are an adult, like, when you're at least 21, 22 years old in the NFL in the preseason, but you're playing, but in basketball, like, you're a kid. Most of these people are still kids. Like, they're 18, they're teenagers still. Go against well-oiled pro guys that are practicing against other pro athletes, the top of the top tier. I don't know why people put so much stock into it. People that really do, I don't think they really pay much attention to it. They just want something to complain about.
Absolutely. I'll rock with you on that. Now, speaking of Cooper Flagg and the Dallas Mavericks, we were sitting back having the conversation about, like, damn, like, he's going to look good in his first year. Like, he's going to have games where he's going to pop off. But you think he's going to be right around that 16, 18 point per game mark right now in his first year?
Yeah, I think he's going to be like somewhere around like the mid-teens points. I think he's going to be probably like 6 boards, 4 assists.
Now, just in, like, obviously the Dallas Mavericks as a whole, you look at the roster, obviously got some guys that are still hurt, trying to wing their way back.
Yeah.
But overall, what is the expectation as a whole for the team? It's probably a championship. But they took Cooper Flagg, somebody you didn't think they would necessarily, you thought they would trade. You thought that was the route we were going. It didn't go that route. They're going to keep him, mold him, put him on this team. What is your expectation for him with the guys that he's around? The ADs, the Clays, the Kyries, the D-Lo. Where do you really see?
Top 5 in the West.
The top
5 in the West, and honestly, they should be fighting to go to the Western Conference Finals with the roster that they have, the talent that they have, the players they're able to retain. When obviously healthy, but the only person that really that is not healthy will be Kyrie. But I think there are plenty of guards that can get it done. So like honestly, like anything that's like not top 5, I would say 6. Like miss the play-in altogether. Like you shouldn't be in the play-in.
Okay.
And really, they should be second round to Western Conference Finals.
Where do you think the Mavs play Cooper Flagg the most? Where do you think you'll see the most like time?
Well, I consider basketball nowadays positionless basketball. Yes. Really, 4 through 1's positionless. Your 5 is really just kind of like a cone most of the time for most teams. I think you're going to see him orchestrate. I think you're going to see him at like the 3, technically at the 3, but I think you're going to see him play a lot of point guard though. Especially with Kyrie out, I think you're going to see him play a lot of point guard and orchestrate a lot of the offense.
Yeah.
I think at times though too, I think early on, I think you're going to kind of see him a lot more off ball and going against kind of that third defender, secondary defender. That's not necessarily, the best guy, but is going to have favorable matchups throughout most of the season.
Yeah.
Not being the main focus is AD, Clay, or where they draw most of the attention too.
That's fair. Does Cooper Flagg being where he's at, and obviously the number one overall pick comes with expectations, but he's on a team that he landed in the best spot. Does that hurt him trying to win Rookie of the Year when you think about a guy coming in winning Rookie of the Year?
If somebody is, well, it's almost kind of like LeBron James, Carmelo Anthony debate. Like a lot of people, like Carmelo Anthony, his team, they made the playoffs. They had this kind of record, they had this kind of success.
Yeah.
But look who he had around him.
Yeah.
Had around him his rookie year versus what LeBron did. LeBron had way less talent around him and was
elevated them.
And it wasn't necessarily elevate those guys, but he still put it there once he put it up. And so I feel like if there's that kind of competition, I don't foresee anybody really competing really for him for the Rookie of the Year like that, but I think there's the bar is set a little bit higher where they're going to expect him to be a playoff team.
Yeah.
Just because of him, but he's going to be a key factor, and people are going to be expecting a lot out of him early on. Kind of like they expected a lot out from LeBron early on in his career before he was even in the league. They expected him to be a franchise changer, and that's what
kind of like
Flagg is being. Kind of Zion and Victor Wembanyama, Ja, all these most recent guys that expected him to be a franchise changer. I think they expected him to be a franchise altering guy sooner rather than.
Well, I just wanted to get your opinion on it because how we feel about NBA media now, how they vote on things, and how we have a lot of questions on how they vote and go about things now.
They seem to get the Rookie of the Year is pretty solid. They don't seem to fuck that one up too much.
Yeah, that's fair.
But if there's like an Ace Bailey or a Ron Harper is putting up great numbers, you know what? Like they're doing it with less.
Yeah.
And Flagg's struggling a little bit. I mean, you're going to have maybe a case. We'll see what happens.
We'll see what happens. I'm curious to see. Obviously, NBA is still a little bit out. Obviously,
long ways away.
Long ways away. I think about October, I think, is when we start getting into NBA coming back. So we got some time. Not new news here, but Chris Paul's hinted at retirement. Now, Chris Paul's still unsigned, but he becomes one of 2 point guards ever in the history of the league to play 20-plus years. Him and Kyle Lowry. Who would have thought? Of all the point guards that you've had there, the only 2 that have played 20-plus seasons in the NBA. Kyle Lowry obviously re-signed with the Philadelphia 76ers to play a backup key type of role. Chris Paul wants to stay close to home, so we don't know where Chris Paul's really going to go. You hear his name flattered a bunch of teams, but he wants to stay close to home for his son. But I have to see where Chris Paul lands, and obviously looking like potential last year for him, possibly LeBron, and some other guys, getting close. We did have a massive 17 NBA trade. It's nothing new. It's just a lot of these teams combined their trade together to really just compete assets, make history, I guess is really what it came down to. It was nothing spectacular. Obviously, it had to do with the Kevin Durant trade, whatnot. Teams just really attached their name to it. Like I said, just to make history because, why not? Let's make a
there was just a bunch of, some draft picks getting tossed around, a bunch of, two-way guys.
Yeah, it was really nothing.
Of, EuroLeague guys.
Yeah. Draft rights to this or whatnot. But that did happen. It was some history, but it was nothing spectacular that made you jump out of your seats like, oh my God. So, but that did happen. Did the Phoenix Suns flop on not taking Cam Whitmore? He was offered to them. Obviously, they said they didn't want him. He was obviously later shipped to Phoenix or to the Washington Wizards, where I think he's going to flourish. He just never got his chance with the Rockets. He was a 20th overall pick in the NBA draft, so not a lottery pick, but he was a first-round talent. He shined really well. But did Phoenix make a mistake not taking another guy that can, he's 6'8"?
I think they wanted more draft capital.
They just wanted more draft.
More than they wanted another guy. Because there's already rumors that they're going to be moving off the guys that they got from the trade anyways. Yeah. I think they really kind of wanted draft picks. I think they wanted their own picks back.
Yeah, well, yeah, especially when you gave up all the picks you had. So that's fair. Another trade that went down that wasn't overly much to talk about, but there was a 3-team trade between the Heat, Clippers, and Jazz. The Heat gave away Kevin Love and Kyle Anderson. They sent them to Utah with some draft capital. The Heat got Norman Powell from the Clippers, and the Clippers got John Collins. And the reason John Collins got moved is being rumored is he was helping the Jazz win too many games. Could you imagine being moved because you're helping a franchise win? What are we doing here?
I just know if I'm a Utah fan and I hear that, I'm like, What the fuck are you doing?
Like, what are we doing, dog? Like,
we're trying to like be competitive. What the fuck are you doing?
Like,
so my question to you is, what does John Collins do though for the Clippers?
And that's where I've tried to sit back and have this conversation with myself. What does John Collins? He's a great rebounder.
Based on what they gave up.
Based on what you gave up.
22 points.
Yeah, that's a tough.
3-2, 48% from the field, 42 from 3 last year.
And
gave up a bucket.
You gave up a bucket, and I guess in hopes that Bradley Beal gets bought out, and you get Bradley Beal, which again, I don't know how that really helps you because Norman Powell didn't need the ball to be effective. He could catch and shoot when he did it. He can make a play. Bradley Beal kind of needs the ball to do something. But getting John Collins, he's not giving you that type of production that you gave away. He's not giving you that. I'm sorry. And that's not a diss to John Collins. He's a phenomenal player. But it's not like he's spreading the floor.
No.
He's not giving me space. And that, to me, that's a problem for the Clippers when you think about Kawhi and James Harden. Those are two guys, especially Kawhi, wants to operate in the mid-range game. That he's a mid-range player. Let's keep it 100. He's a mid-range player. James Harden starts on the three-point line, wants to drive. Well, how do we say in 2K? You got to keep the floor spread. If I drive, hi, how you doing? Meet my center. Like, where are you going? Like, and that's kind of how I feel about the Clippers right now.
Well, I think John Collins might potentially be able to allow them to go like very small ball.
Yes.
And put him at the 5. Which
yes,
would
he could. Absolutely.
Which would force other teams to go smaller. And John Collins it would be an oversized center at that point. And I think he'd be able to take advantage of some teams that don't necessarily have the body to match up with him. Because he's a tenacious defender. He's a good defender, and he can get out on the perimeter a little bit.
He's a great offensive.
He can shoot a little.
Nothing
that, like, honestly, like, if he...
Like, I gotta respect you out there. Like, it's nothing like that.
No, like, you're open, shoot it. I'll stand here and get the rebound kind of thing with him. But
if you make it, we'll live with that.
I just don't know giving up... This trade is in hope of getting Bradley Beal, but if he hasn't got bought out.
No, he has not got bought out. So let's make that very clear.
Thing that he gets bought out, let alone that he goes and signs with you. Like, he could easily, if he wants to go to LA, he could easily sign with the Lakers
or whatnot. And which is weird is that the Miami Heat are also on his radar too. It's like you traded Norman Powell there, hoping to get Bradley Beal. There's a chance that Bradley Beal could be going where you sent your guy.
Which would honestly, like, I think Bradley Beal wants the ball, and going to the Clippers isn't necessarily getting him.
No, because the ball's is going to be in Kawhi or James Harden's hands. It's not going to be in your hands.
And if you can't fit with Booker and KD, which
how the
KD
fuck
don't need the ball, and Booker,
how are you going to fit with Kawhi? And again, not saying that Kawhi needs the ball, but when Kawhi has the ball, Kawhi going to work. Kawhi's not really looking to facilitate. Kawhi's going to get hit his spot and get a mid-range bucket.
So how do you feel about Heat giving what they gave up and getting Norman Powell?
I like it for them. If they keep everything that they got around them, obviously Andrew Wiggins has been in some talk, but if they keep everybody, they have a great feisty core, like to a degree, like guys that could go get buckets. Now, defensively, that's a different conversation. But I'm not saying Norman Powell's not a great defender. He's been known to be a great defender. Andrew Wiggins is a great defender. But when you think about the other guys like the Tyler Hero, I mean, they picked on him in the playoffs. Like, obviously, someone's going to get picked on. But for Miami, I mean, you got off two older, aging guys, veteran guys, and you got a guy that's basically 23 points per game. I mean, I'd be feeling pretty ecstatic if I'm a Miami Heat fan.
They give it like nothing.
You gave up nothing and got a guy that was potentially damn near should have been an all-star last year to a degree. He was 6th Man of the Year award guy, candidate. So, yeah, no, I like this move for Miami. And for Kevin Love, I think he's on the buyout mark. He's going to get bought out. Probably. So he can potentially sign anywhere. Hopefully a reunion maybe in LA or maybe Dallas somewhere. Cleveland. Kyle Anderson, I don't know about him. He might stay in Utah. I don't know. But if you're the Jazz, to give up John Collins because he helped win you games, I don't know what that's supposed to really mean when you went and got younger guys and now you're trying to be competitive. So what do you want to get? Like, just say you want to give up because you want to let the younger guys play. Or you were.
But why don't you get a second-round pick in return?
Yeah, like, get something that's meaningful. You got Kyle Anderson and Kevin Love. And not knocking either one of those guys, but they don't do nothing for your franchise. They don't give you nothing, help you with nowhere. And you gave up a certified double-double guy, defender, tenacious rebounder for nothing. Like, literally nothing. You got nothing in return.
Considering Kevin Love's going to get bought out, and we'll see what happens with Anderson.
So, overall, the winners of that trade, 100%, is the Miami Heat. You got a potential all-star type of guy. And if he can stay on this trend of where he is right now and give you even just half or just a little bit of what he gave the Clippers last year, that's solid for Miami. Depending on if he's a starter or sixth man, however they want to go about him.
He's going to be a starter. You don't make a trade for him.
So, either way they go about it, it's solid for Miami, man. But speaking on the Bradley Beal, like we were just previously talking about, the buyout has not happened yet. But all the chatter, all the talk is leaning towards a buyout. And if they do a buyout, that's saving the Phoenix Suns $230 million.
Well, it just kind of depends how much they actually have.
Yeah, have to do. But it's potential of a $230 million save.
I don't know. Until it happens, we don't know. We don't know what the numbers are going to be, what Bradley Beal's willing to give back. Because really, he doesn't seem like he's willing to give back anything is what their talk is. And he's not willing to really waive his trade to go anywhere.
When we think about every trade that's ever went down in the league that we can remember or we've seen, Bradley Beal has got to be the worst, right? Like
I don't know. The Bradley Beal one's kind of bad, but the Russell Westbrook trade from the Wizards to LA is pretty bad though too.
Yes. Like,
I mean, if we're just talking basketball, like that one's very fresh. The 49ers trading up to go get
Trey Lance.
That was washed under. Like, no one talks about it. Acts like it's horrible, but you traded up now to the number 2 overall pick to get a guy that you don't even have on your roster anymore.
It's when you think about Bradley Beal, first career, he's 22 points per game. Last season, he only played 53 games. He was 17 points on 49% shooting from the field and 38% from 3.
I just know, like, the Wizards, they finessed both franchises. And you got a shit ton for guys that, looking back, you shouldn't have gotten what you got.
Like, you're not wrong, because when you think about, like, Bradley Beal, he really came into his own in 16-17 where he started averaging in the 20s, 23. And then he had 2 years where he averaged 30, and that was the 2019 through the 2021 season where he averaged 31 and 32 points per game. Like, and he shot well, basically 52 and 53% for those 2 years. But it's like, damn. We always said, man, what does a dude look like? And this is only a dude that's a 3-time All-Star. He was an All-NBA player in 2021, and he made the All-Rookie team in 2012, 2013. But just kind of shows you that you could be on a bad team. Like Charles Barkley's always said, you can be a great player on a bad team and look good, but then I put you on a good team, dog. You just don't look like that same dude. And that looks like Bradley Beal. That's what Bradley Beal is. And
so far.
So, we'll be very curious to see. Like I said, it's all hearsay now. We don't know. But we'll have to wait and see. Now, the real talk right here in the NBA is what Oklahoma City Thunder have been able to accomplish and what they got done. They did not make the same mistake twice, Brandon. They did not make the same mistake twice. And what I mean by that, everybody, is we all know how the James Harden, KD, Russell Westbrook saga turned out. They made a finals, obviously lost that finals to the Miami Heat 4-2, and then moved on from their big 3. Obviously, James Harden was the first domino, then KD, and then Russ later on.
But to be fair, they paid Westbrook.
They did.
KD. They didn't pay Harden.
They did not pay Harden. They did not make that mistake this time around. They locked up Chet. They locked up Jalen Williams and SGA. And that's solid because they were the youngest team with the lowest amount of money spent last season. And now they have basically spent damn near $900 million on their 3 players.
$822 million amount of money.
Woo!
That is between SGA, J-Dub, and Chet. So SGA obviously got the 4-year, $285 max. J-Dub Williams got 5 years, $287, and then Chet got 5 for $250, all millions. Now,
people are dogging on the Chet contract because obviously he missed his first year. LeBron shattered his foot in a Pro-Am game. Second year, came back, looked productive. We went and saw him play, saw some struggles early on with him in the playoffs, said he had to get better. Third year, only played 33 games and still got the max. And everyone's talking about, I'm like, you got him for cheap. Like, it's cheap.
Based off of, because it's a rookie max.
Yeah, it's a rookie max. Him and Jalen Williams are both rookie max.
So really you have these guys, because the money's not actually really kicking in yet.
Yeah, no, they're still on their rookie deals.
For SGA, it'd be like next year. For J-Dub, Chet, would be from like 2 years down the road. So really, like in my mind, they took a little bit of the playbook out of the Philadelphia Eagles and paid the guys before they really started like peaking or really started going off. Because J-Dub, he could have easily said, "No, I'm bet on myself. I think I can get more."
Yeah.
Because he easily could have.
Yeah.
And Chet obviously could have told him, "No, I want to bet on myself." SGA took the full bag. They all took the full bag based on what they could get here and now.
Yeah.
But they still had years left on their deal. So, I mean, really, I think they're all tied to the franchise through like 2030.
Yeah. Like
all three of them.
All three. Yep. And so, before we get to the main point of the second April, which we're going to talk about, they got they're bringing back damn near every starter and every person on their roster that played at least 5 minutes. What is the ultimate, like, what can this team be? Like, I'm not trying to say dynasty because everyone's using the word dynasty.
Well,
what should they get from this team? Like, realistically, should they get?
If we consider dynasties, because let's use the word dynasty.
Okay, let's use the word
dynasty.
Okay.
You have to make it to the finals, NBA finals, Western Conference finals. They are the second youngest team in NBA history to win the NBA finals. And I think this team, with this core of guys, with the draft capital they have, with how this GM has managed those players, with it being a small market, but the second apron looming, I think they're going to be. They have their 3 main core guys locked up, and I think they're going to be able to finagle around that second apron, which is the biggest part. The biggest part is if they're willing to pay into the first apron.
Yes.
At all.
Yep.
But I think they're going to move players around, like the 7th, 8th, 9th, the 6th man off the bench type of guys will be interchangeable and be moved on for the next couple of years. But if you're saying the big 3 is a dynasty in basketball, I think they have the best possibility.
If we're going next 5 years. We're going next 5 years.
So, okay, in the next 5 years. So let's just say we'll fast forward to 2030. From here to 2030, how many chips or finals do they have to go to, in your mind, to be considered a dynasty? Because we consider the Heat a little blimp of a dynasty with LeBron.
Yeah.
The Warriors had a little blimp of a dynasty. I think the longest time we ever had an NBA in our lifetime was probably the Spurs.
Or because the Lakers went to 3 straight.
Right, but really in our lifetime it was really the Spurs from like 2000 to 2015, 2016.
Yes. I would really say they got to get at least 2 more.
Think 2 more? Yes. Win 2 more or go to 2 more?
Ooh.
I think
probably go to 2 more.
I think if they split.
Yeah,
1-1. I think they need to go to 2 more, but definitely
split
1 more in the next. But we're just saying the next 5
years. When I say like a dynasty, like for them to go to the next 2 more, like I agree with you, split, because this is homegrown outside of like really SGA. This is homegrown.
I mean, SGA.
But SGA came into his own.
Like he wasn't SGA. When
No. So like,
but to clarify, I'm just saying like next, like fast forward 5 years. I'm not saying because like this, like they're not even quite 30 in 5 years. Most of the
SGA's the oldest motherfucker here.
Most of these dudes were
outside of Caruso.
They know how to pop champagne, let alone that the first taste of alcohol was when they won the finals. So these dudes are like 21, 20, 24, 25. So like really, like we can see these guys if they keep this core together. If Chet really comes into it.
But I think these guys should be in Western Conference Finals for sure. Like they got to be able to compete. I mean, the only team that really gave them a big struggle really was Nikola Jokic, Denver Nuggets. Like they even admitted that was the only team that had them on the ropes that really made them dig down deep. So I don't really.
But for a young team, though, I don't know if the Nuggets necessarily would give them that kind of run leading into next season.
Yeah.
Because they're so young. I mean, they were young.
Yeah.
And now you don't win finals. They don't go to Western Conference Finals. You don't make it that far. But this team has been they've been through the gauntlet. They've been through the fire. Come out the other side as champs. The next 5 years, I think they have to at least go 1-1. They need to be 2-1 in the finals.
And these guys
with this core.
When I look at this young core, these guys don't have agendas either. Like these guys are really genuine. Like they're here for. You see how they react after game press conference. They're together.
We see them in the summer league.
Summer league, they're together. So like that's also a really big thing to have. Their culture is definitely instilled. Like there's no cracks in this foundation currently.
I feel like we could be looking at the next NBA dynasty.
We could be
if the owners are willing to pay for it.
So, speaking of this apron that we finally got, you were able to finally get some more information on that really is rattling.
Yeah. So
let's get into the second apron. This is for the NBA.
So in the NBA, everybody keeps hearing about the second apron. There's teams that try to trade like the Celtics.
Trying to get on
you gotta get out of that second apron. So the second apron, there's penalties. Well, you just gotta spend more money. You do. But if you spend 2 years in the second apron, you have no access to the buyout market. So technically, like say like a Bradley Beal, if they're in the second apron again during the season, you wouldn't have access to that. You have no access to the mid-level exception either. You have Greg, you can't move money in trades. And then you are locked in the first round at the number 30 overall pick.
Regardless of where you
Regardless how good.
You could have been the shittiest team on the planet, but you fucked up. You are back of the line. That's crazy.
That's if your team remains in the second apron for 2 straight years. So if the Celtics would have made in the second apron this year, they would have obviously have doled out all that excess money, but then couldn't hit the buy. They couldn't hit the buyout market. No mid-level exceptions. No trades with cash, and would be stuck at number 30th overall pick, whether or not they won the chip or they had a lottery pick.
Yeah, that's right there. When we were reading that, I'm like, damn, like you can't be, unless you're that all-be-all team and you're like, we have legitimate, like, I would say you have to be damn near, let's say 90 percentile sure that you have the chance to go win the chip to stay in that apron, right? Like you have to be certain as fuck that you can go get it to stay in something like that, because no buyout market. Like, no minimum exception. That means if a guy goes down and you need another player, you can't bring nobody in. You got 5 guys, you play 5 guys, dog. Someone fell out, it's 4 on 5, dog. Like, you screwed. Like, that is a big commitment to take to play in that apron. What are your thoughts on this apron?
Well,
what's your thoughts on it?
I thought it was just, like, money.
Yeah.
And owners just didn't want to pay that excess amount of money. I'm like, that's kind of fair. And then reading that, I was like, damn. Like, honestly, that's a heavy penalty to be in that second apron for 2 full years. For 2 full years, you got to be in it for 2 full years. Honestly, I don't necessarily. I understand why teams don't want to be in the second apron. Why the second apron is really considered a hard cap by a lot of people. So, it really is.
Speaking of obviously the second apron was put in place to keep, kind of like what OKC's been able to do, to stop people from being able to make these big threes like Golden State did, Miami did, and Cleveland in the second set for LeBron, being able to get these guys. We were talking about this earlier in the week. Is the max contract bad in the league? Having these massive numbers, like the SGA contract, are these bad for the league?
I don't necessarily think max contracts are bad for the league, but I think that this second apron is kind of bad in the sense of that you're punishing organizations, let alone really kind of small market teams, in Boston, which is a big market, though, but you're kind of punishing teams that draft players and they develop these guys, or they trade for players that have been in the league a year or two and they develop them and they turn into all-stars.
And you want to pay
them. And I've kind of collected these guys throughout trading because organizations given up on it. When the Pacers had a bunch of players that were given up on by other organizations that are turning into stars, Tyler Halliburton. He got moved around a couple times. And so I kind of feel like that's kind of fucked up to penalize organizations for collecting these players that are, not wanted and developing them into what they're becoming into all-stars. I did all the work to develop them, but now I'm not allowed to keep them. And as a fan, that's tough because I've sat here and I grinded with you guys. We're bad. Finally, we're at the pinnacle. We got these guys who are not quite hitting our peak yet either with these, whoever type of player. But now we gotta get rid of this player or that guy because we don't want to be in that second apron after watching the struggles and the development. Now they gotta go because
I can't pay for second apron. Yeah. I was just curious what your thoughts because we were talking about that during the week and I wanted to.
I think maybe when the CBA comes back up, I think personally the second apron should be looked at.
I think this is gonna be a difference.
And maybe remove it in some kind of way, like be allowed to be in it if you're paying some kind of homegrown talent.
Yeah.
And be some kind of leeway there just because I don't draft the guy. If I'm the one that's paying the max like the rookie deal, the max rookie.
Yeah, you're talking about you're talking like rookie deal, not like you got like the all be all.
Yeah, not like I'm giving you like a max superstar deal, like a rookie max deal.
Like SGA, you got SGA like OKC. I got him as basically damn near a rookie, because Clippers didn't want him, moved him. I developed him, we turned him into this, and now you're gonna punish me because I gotta pay him, or So okay, that's fair. another talk in the NBA. It's not big, but Nikola Jokic did inform the Denver Nuggets that he was not signing an extension.
Yeah.
And it's generated a lot of buzz, but obviously he can earn about approximately $80 million more next NBA offseason. But this begs the question, granted, he could get the most money from Denver, but does this lead us to believe that maybe Jokic is maybe potentially looking at a departure from Denver, maybe going somewhere else?
Well, I think he's definitely pulling a playbook out of Kawhi, LeBron's kind of playbook of I'm not signing this extension to put more pressure on the organization to build a better roster around me. I think yes, but I also think that I don't foresee him moving. Everyone's like, oh, he's not staying with the Nuggets. Okay, well, you're not gonna. I'm gonna play one more year, making a buku amount of dollars, and then I'm gonna sign next offseason so I can get that extra $80 million because I'm gonna get that extra $80 million. I don't foresee him going anywhere, but there's always that's the possibility. But there's also that pressure as an organization. You don't have your franchise guy locked down. He hits the market.
I think for me, I'm not saying that he's leaving, but I think there is a foot out the door. But this is like telling the franchise, we need to get competitive. And I think it all bases on how this team looks this coming NBA season. How do they look? Obviously, they've made the trade, moved off Michael Porter, brought in a younger, more defensive type of in Cam Johnson and whatnot. So they've made some moves. Obviously got him a backup center who looks like now is going to honor his NBA contract in Jonas Valanciunas, which that took some time to convince and looks like he's there. So I guess we'll just have to wait and see. Like I said, it's tough when you can earn an extra $80 million. It's tough to turn. Like you've always said, it's tough to kind of turn. I'm not really going to turn down that type of money. But we are talking about Nikola Jokic here, and it's just always tough to kind of figure out what he's going to really do. So it'd be different like this with your LeBron, your KD stuff. We know we're taking that money. Nikola Jokic is a little bit different in a way, but yeah, $80 million is tough money to turn around and go somewhere else. But there are some teams out there that are waiting for that.
Well, there's going to be a lot of teams coming next offseason. They're going to be flush with cash. And everyone keeps pointing to the Lakers because the Luka and Joker connection. They will have a max deal slot open because they did not give LeBron James
I don't know how I would react if Luka and Joker are on the same team. Keep your head up, dog, because you're going to get in the back of that.
You shoot it. No, you shoot it. You shoot it. No, you shoot it. Motherfucker, you shoot it.
That meme will be coming full flat. But we'll have to wait and see.
I don't know how much defense will be being played with those two, though. You're trying to get some dogs to play defense.
A lot of 3-and-D guys. I'm going to need it. Who you doubling? Joker or Luka?
No, I'm throwing doubles at everybody. I'm blitzing Luke off the screen, and honestly, I'm hitting Joker's fat ass when he's rolling. I'm sending everybody. I'm in the house.
Now, one thing we got at last NBA, LeBron James picked up his option.
Yeah.
And there's been a lot of buzz around this whole option thing we talked about last week. But now there's more buzz coming out that the Lakers potentially want to move off LeBron as quickly as they can. And LeBron came out that LeBron is upset that the Genie Bus didn't inform him that the team was being sold and stuff like this. And it's like, I'm a LeBron guy now. I have to look at LeBron like, dude, you're dinosaur age at this point. Dog. I don't have to inform you. This is Luka's team now. And that's no disrespect to you. You're just not. You're not that LeBron no more. You're still LeBron, but you're not that LeBron. Where I have to kind of give you that type of, not saying respect, but it's you're on the way out, dog. And I love you, LeBron, but you're on your way out.
He felt, I guess, some kind of way because when he went there, he willingly went there when Luka got traded there, so he felt some kind of way because Lakers were on a no playoff game drought. He went there and he changed that. Obviously, got them their 17th chip.
I think this is more of him coming at Rob Pelinka. Dog, why aren't you I came here, you came in, why have you given me to help me be more competitive? You blew up my roster, and that had nothing to do with LeBron. That was Rob Pelinka. Rob Pelinka blew the shit up.
Well, I guess my whole thing is that's cool. That's great. It is what it is.
Yes.
They didn't tell LeBron they sold the team. They told Luka. Luka reached out to DeAndre Ayton. LeBron, I guess, hasn't. LeBron was seen in Cleveland, and he was like, y'all just must be bored because I do this. I still have a home here. I still live here.
I'm from Cleveland, Ohio, guys.
I still come to the
this is my home.
facilities to work out in my free time when I'm here in Cleveland.
No one's telling LeBron he can't come into the Cleveland facility.
It's not that big of a deal.
Yes.
It's really.
Do you think this is just the LeBron reporters that are trying to say just trying to find buzz?
Well, I mean, when the face of the league does something or is feeling some kind of way, the face of the league is going to definitely a lot of talk's going to be out there.
Yep.
But my biggest quandary is I got two for you. One, do you think does he get traded before this season? Or at all, and do you think he ever gets bought out? Because really,
I don't think he'll get traded. A buyout could be a potential thing, but I just don't know. We've never seen that with LeBron.
Before the season? Buyout before the season?
If the talks are like that, like if they're any true, yeah, you could see a potential buyout, which would be crazy. But it's hard for me to wrap my brain around a trade or a buyout for LeBron. But if there's any truth behind all these reports, you have to. It makes you wonder, like, damn, could it be? But like, who's gonna give up any assets for this LeBron?
Okay, so that's exactly kind of my point. So,
like, what are you giving up?
A trade for him is hard because because at this point all the money's spent.
Yeah.
Nobody has money. Nobody's willing to give up assets for a 41-year-old LeBron James.
Yeah.
Granted, yes, can he help your franchise win?
Absolutely.
Yes. So a trade, to me, right now,
it's unforeseeable.
It's not going to happen. The biggest likeliest thing to happen would be a buyout, but not during the offseason, because how does that make the Lakers better this year by buying out LeBron James? There's nobody you go get.
Yeah.
You don't have any. You're not willing. There's no.
You've already made it clear. I'm saving my money for next year. Like you've made that very clear.
All this talk. LeBron has a no trade clause too in his deal, so he can veto trades if the team wants to come try to make a trade for him. I don't think he moves at all. I think he finishes this season with LA. LA can't get better. You move off of him, you're not getting better.
The only way I could think of is if you traded him to Golden State and the Lakers got Jonathan Kuminga, who's trying to get his fucking way out of Golden State.
That money don't work.
But that money don't work.
So
but
there have to be multiple teams involved.
It would have to be another one of these history-making type deals where you
it would have
at least 3 teams.
It'd be a lot of hoops to jump through to get LeBron's contract to work. That's why the trade would not work.
Yeah. So I also feel like
it doesn't make the Lakers better. Getting rid of LeBron does not make you better.
No,
and him and Luka fit great. With Ayton fit great.
Yeah.
So with Austin Reeves, which is to me the only guy that really could be getting moved.
Yes, because he declined his contract extension,
and he's not worth the money that he's going to eventually get.
No. And like we talked about last week, unless you're willing to go away in like Charlotte or DC and not be known, then that's really the only thing I can think of. But we'll have to wait and see what happens with that. I just think a lot of it is generated buzz by people that are going to be losing their jobs here soon when LeBron's out the league because you ain't got nothing to talk about. LeBron's keeping a lot of these journalists employed. Let's keep it 100.
Yeah, well, he's interested in talking about it.
Dude can't move, but
he's face the league.
So down in New York, the New York Knicks, Brandon, the New York Knicks, they fired Tibbs. We've been over this.
Yeah.
They fired Tibbs, and they hired Mike Brown. And we made up a scenario where we're like, damn, what if they hired Jalen Brunson's dad, Rick Brunson? Well, Mike Brown has made it very clear that he is demoting Rick Brunson. He's hiring a new assistant. Is that going to start some trouble in New York? Is that ruffling some feathers? We're talking about Jalen Brown, who only came to New York because of his dad. It was tampering. New York got hit with losing a draft pick. Jalen Brunson also took a major pay cut to stay to be able to complete the roster.
Well, it wasn't because of his dad.
Yeah, not because of his dad, but now Mike Brown's coming in, demoting the dad, bringing in a new assistant.
He's rolling with an iron fist.
Is that ruffling feathers? Do you think that ruffles feathers, or is this just I have to do this as Mike Brown? Like I have to.
I think he has to do it.
Yeah.
Because there was rumors that a lot of the players didn't like how much influence he was starting to have.
Yep.
And so I think that there was kind of a move that had to be done. And, I mean, what does it really matter if you're like the assistant or you're like the third guy on the staff type of ordeal? Like, what does it really
You're all
matter?
really assistants anyway.
I mean, you're all assistants in some kind of amount. I mean, like, it ruffles feathers for sure. I don't necessarily think Brunson or Brunson's dad was overly happy about it, but as a head coach coming into a big market like New York,
with
a father and dad duo in the same franchise, and I don't want you as my wingman.
Yeah,
it has to happen.
Yeah,
and rough others, yes, but a good move, I think. Also, yes.
Yeah, he had to do it. Like, he had no choice. Because if you allowed the same behavior, then you're just in the same boat that you were last year with Tibbs. Obviously, different scenario, but same problems that were already being talked about.
It fixed the locker room problem.
Yeah.
Without even doing anything.
But what does this make of the players that are in the locker room? Because we don't know the players that are complaining. We had the players that complained about Tibbs. Obviously, that was the minutes. Playing too much. Rick Brunson's dad, or Jalen Brunson's dad. What is this? What does this? What I'm trying to ask is, does this hurt New York chances of winning? Like, are they mentally strong enough to be able to do what they need to do to get done with all this complaining that we've heard about since they were eliminated from the playoffs?
I think they'll be fine.
You think they'll be fine?
Nobody really knows Brunson's dad. Like, it's not like he has a humongous influence outside of, like, the franchise. Whether or not, like, he probably, honestly, is probably a dude that was trying to act like he had more influence than he really had because, well, I brought my son here and look what he's done, and I think that's probably more what it is, and Mike Brown put him in his place.
That's right.
And honestly, I think it's going to make the locker room tighter. Like, Jalen Brunson, I'm pretty sure was put in the loop. Hey, I'm demoting your dad.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm demoting you. You're still on the staff. You're still with the organization. But
it's not like we fired him or nothing. I'm just moving him down a tier.
They'll be fine.
So that's fair. That is pretty much everything in the NBA. The groups for the NBA commissioner or the NBA Cup were announced. We got all the groups. We'll go over those at a later date, but they are out. Go check them out on NBA.com. It's not ironic that I will speak on one group, West B in the Western Conference. It's not ironic that the Lakers and Dallas Mavericks are in the same division for that. Not surprised on that one. So, but I did see that. I thought that was funny. But that is out. NFL is getting much closer, as we know. The Hall of Fame game is at the end of this month. No one's going to be paying attention to it, but NFL is getting closer.
No one's going
to be paying that amount of much attention to it. And then the preseason starts. We all know that. Brandon and I, we're going to try to bring on some of our former guests, and Isaac, try to get our boy Baker on here as well. We're going to be bringing back our top 5 that we did last year that everybody loves so much, and seeing where we go with our quarterbacks, running backs, wide receivers, tight ends, defenses, etc. As we all know, we'll be bringing that back next week, so make sure you tune in next week. But there was some stuff I don't know if you saw. Let me try to find it here on my thing. Travis Kelce and Jamar Chase had some words for each other. Let me see, where are they at here? Oh, yeah, so here it is. I don't know the amount of truth to this. I just seen it swirling. I don't know. But Travis Kelce supposedly clapped back. Jamar Chase said that Patrick Mahomes, without Kelce, he's just Kirk Cousins with a headband.
I thought Kirk Cousins was white.
Yeah.
I thought Kirk Cousins was white. Patrick Mahomes is mixed. And honestly,
Travis Kelce responded, Chase without Bro, he's just another Cordelius Tooney with a skull kick.
I don't know how much.
I don't know how much truth is into it.
I don't think there's a whole lot of truth to much of any of that. I know the Bengals players have a little bit of animosity, but
that was great.
I saw that.
Jamar Chase has been very vocal about how he don't like Patrick Mahomes, and I just can't help that you hate greatness, dog. Like your quarterback is great, but he's just not. You're just kind of a few tiers down.
I can't help that. Joe Burrow, can't seem to get it done, or the Bengals organization can't seem to put a winning defense around you. But my question to you with the NFL topic that I want you to tell me, head coach hot seats going into 2025.
I got 5. I had number 5, Sean McDermott, Buffalo Bills.
Okay.
He's been on the hot seat the last couple of years. Obviously, don't know if he'll ever get fired, but I think he is. The head coach for the Colts, Shane. I think he's on the hot seat with everything that's going on down there, the talent that they have, young guys. There's just, And number 3, Zach Taylor, Bengals. Like, you missed the playoffs last 3 years. Let's keep it 100. You've missed the playoffs. You're going to have no defense this year. I don't even know what you're rolling out defensively. Number 2, Mike McDaniel, Miami Dolphins. At what point can you win in cold weather? Like you look great. and then get close to the end of the season, look good. And then number 1, Brian, the head coach of the New York Giants. I think he's number 1 with everything. That's my top 5.
That's a solid top 5. I mean, I think Sean McDermott and Mama, because I had the same coaches on my hot seat.
Yeah.
But I think Sean McDermott is in the hottest seat to try to get it done.
Yeah,
and at some point, you have to get over the hump. The same way with Zach Taylor, you got to get back to the playoffs.
Yeah.
Like Sean McDermott's seat's not like blazing, but it becomes very blazing if you don't make the playoffs.
Yeah.
Whether or not the roster was constructed correctly or not.
Really, I just think when you talk about Zach Taylor and Sean McDermott, they're both being saved right now by their quarterbacks in a lot of ways.
As in most head coaches always are with their 2 teams.
They're just fortunate they have 2 guys that are like, those guys
but
to a degree.
That's how that's how head coaches keep their job, is by their head coaches. But Zach Taylor is a little bit different. You have to make the playoffs. Otherwise, I think you're fired.
Yeah. No.
Without a doubt. And
you can't miss 4 straight.
Even if he makes the wild card and gets bounced the wild card, I still think you probably got to move off of him. Sean McDermott, it's a little bit, that one's a little bit tougher to see fired.
To me, if you don't make the AFC Championship game again,
I think you should be fired.
You should be fired.
His goals, you got to get over the hump. The hump is you get to the chip in the AFC, but you can't get to the Super Bowl.
To me, if
you have to get past Kansas City, it is the hate there. You got to get past Kansas City.
Yeah.
Kansas City, Brian Daboll. I mean, he's playing. I mean,
the
fact that they have to see his job is a little bit more secure in the sense of just got to see improvement overall on the roster.
I think his probably of all these guys, I wouldn't say the safest, but he's not at the very top. I think the guys at the very top is Mike McDaniel. At a certain point, right?
I think they just got to make the playoffs. They just got to put together a strong campaign from beginning to end and make the playoffs. Not necessarily win their division because
what about Shane down there in Indianapolis?
I think if you can't get AR going, you got to move off the AR and you got to move off of the head coach and the GM.
That's fair.
His hot seat to me for Sean out of the Colts, the head coach, I think he got it. His seat is hot. If you don't start seeing an improvement from AR, which is the guy that you went and got, they're kind of tied together. When you draft a rookie and your head coach, you're into the rookie QB. Usually the head coach goes, and honestly, if you can't start seeing more potential out of AR and then flashing, both go.
So another thing that happened in the NFL that we got to talk about that was a little puzzling is the Chicago Bears. They gave their GM Ryan Poles an extension through the 2029 season. That's kind of crazy. So him as a GM, 15 wins, 36 losses, no playoff appearances, no winning seasons, 5 starting quarterbacks. Got a contract extension.
I mean, I think that was more of a stability thing, though, because they're starting to really put a solid roster around. Around obviously Caleb Williams, and they got a new head coach. Yeah, they're more kind of a stable move. It's not necessarily it's not like he drafts bad, or makes necessarily horrible trades, or just horrible contracts. It's just you haven't quite landed the quarterback yet, but you've kind of done everything else right. I was a little shocked by that, but. I mean, more of a stable. Yeah, stable. More being stable. Link your GM and your head coach, which clearly they mesh. Link them together, contract wise, makes sense.
And at some point, Chicago's got to get it. They got to hit something, right?
Well, we'll see what they look like this year. I mean, the past 2 years, you would say the Bears have had an A+ offseason. And I hadn't really panned out that way, but we'll see how.
On paper, it looks solid, A+ material. Then we got it on the field. It's dog.
They did great for the old line this year for Caleb Williams. We'll see how that looks. He hit the head coach out of the park this year too. Yep. Got plenty of skilled guys around. Caleb Williams now.
They did great in the draft as well.
So again, he's earned. Yes. The GM has earned it, but in his past is a little sketch. But again, tying your GM and head coach together always makes sense.
Yeah, it always makes sense. But those are our coaches on the hot seat. Chicago got their GM locked up. Football's right around the corner. And like I said, if you see this video, make sure you hit that subscribe button. We'll see you guys next week.